We have here with us in the TiEcon Day 2 is Microsoft CVP for Security, Vasu Jakkal. Thank you so much for joining us. It's such a pleasure.
It's my pleasure. It's so great to see the energy and the momentum and AI around us, and I'm just grateful to talk about the importance of security.
Importance of security, especially with AI, it's become such a responsibility now. Your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are three overarching macro trends that we see, which underscore why we have to make security a priority now, number one, in the age of AI. The first is the speed, the scale, and the sophistication of attacks has increased exponentially. We are seeing 7,000 password attacks per second. That's a lot. We also are tracking threat actors who've increased from 300 to 1,500 nation state and ransomware. So that's macro trend one. Data security is another really big challenge, and especially as we are in this era of AI and agents are coming all around us. If we don't secure data, then data oversharing, data leakage, regulations, these are all concerns that organizations are facing. And then the last one is the operational complexity. Security still is very complex. It's a very fragmented ecosystem, and there's a talent deficit. There's more than 4 million jobs which are unfulfilled in security. So these are the challenges that we're seeing, and that's why it's very, very important to start with security first when we develop AI.
I'm also seeing how the security challenges are rising so much more. I work in technology myself, so I mean, incident tickets come in as a phishing attack or something of the other sort. The training is a very important aspect of training the workforce, and who wants to sit for a 1-hour training on phishing? So any thoughts on how that's going? I mean, adaptability is one thing, and coming up with newer technology, and the other thing is for the company to actually take it, the transformation.
Absolutely. You're right. Security, like training, is critical. If I were to step back, I would say security requires a culture transformation, and it's a culture challenge, because as long as we believe it's the security team's job, we'll never be able to design security by default. We'll never be able to have security all around us. So things like, how do we make sure that every single user understands what a phishing attack is, and how do we help secure them right from the get-go? So one of the things we have to do is, as security providers, we have to make security frictionless. We have to make the experiences elegant and beautiful and simplified. We have to communicate with simplicity, and we have to also explain the gravity of why we have to do that, because as AI becomes pervasive, we are also going to see threat actors use AI, and they're going to prey on the very thing that makes us human, our vulnerability. And so social engineering is something they use, and we need to be very cautious.
I'm seeing two facets. From Satya, it was about the AI's the brilliance of AI, but you are also that cautious approach, which is your role, around the pervasiveness of AI. And to bridge that gap, obviously, you have to be constantly in the know of things. How does Vasu herself keep abreast with the changing trends?
Well, first of all, I'm like Satya, I'm a major AI optimist. I believe we are probably living in one of the most exciting times of humanity. You just look at the potential that we're going to do. We're going to have 1,000 ideas bloom, right? The way I keep up with security, I'm very privileged that I get to work in the largest security company in the world. I'm very privileged. I have brilliant colleagues who are constantly looking at new ways to innovate security. And it's just a matter of making it a habit every single day.
Habits, I think that's what it is, habits. Now, talking about AI and its impact in India, we're talking about so many data points, GitHub community, whether it is Microsoft, looking at India becoming the superpower of AI adoption, and GitHub community as well in a few years. We'll be beating US, it seems, in terms of some of the data, in terms of the number of people, developers who are out there. The importance of India and the skilling initiative. I believe Microsoft also has a skilling initiative of 2030 on the advantage with an AI in the middle. Your thoughts on that?
No, it is very important. I always love visiting India because the pace of innovation is so rapid there, and it's just fantastic to see all around how entrepreneurship and innovation is getting embedded in the very DNA, and people are really creative. Sometimes constraint can create the most brilliant creativity, so I see that in India. And one of the goals with AI, and of course with security for us, is AI for all and security for all. And that starts with just making sure that everyone has equal access to technology. We do a lot from that standpoint. Skilling is a big part of it, because if we we believe if we help every person get accessible technology, then the world's going to be a better place. And that's kind of our mission, to empower every person and organization to do more.
Lovely. 50 years of Microsoft. We're talking about staying relevant. We're talking about new capabilities, and we're still talking about culture.
We are, because, culture it's like so ubiquitous around us. And the beauty is that we get to define that. And Microsoft, I joined Microsoft because of our culture, is the culture of excellence and innovation and brilliance and empathy and growth mindset, right? So I think that culture is important, and most importantly, it's culture about team sport. And this is why we are here at TiE, is we're all in this together, and we have to innovate together. We have to share best practices together, because when we do things together, we go further.
And one final question. Aside Microsoft, what's that one area you think AI has strongest promise? Is it drug discovery, healthcare overall, or any other area you think that AI is going to you're really optimistic about that?
I am optimistic about all areas, whether it's healthcare, and think about it like cancer research. If we can diagnose diseases earlier and with more accuracy, what that means for us. Think about transportation and clean and sustainable and green transportation, or think about education and bringing equity of education to every corner of the world. Think about climate change and like deforestation and things like that. And then, of course, security. So I would have said that maybe selfishly, I think security is going to be completely reinvented by AI, being a security professional. But I think from our very micro things in our life, like navigating our daily complexities, to the very macro, problems that we talked about, AI is going to have a profound impact around the world.
Amazing. Wonderful talking to you, Vasu Jakkal. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For having